All right, before we get started, you know this is the part where I thank the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take that next step in their creative journey. Whether you're exploring new skills or diving deeper into a passion you already have, but you want to know more, knowledge, my friends, and wisdom. Creative endeavors like illustration, graphic design, photography, animation, creative writing, music, film and video, and so much more. Gonna give some love to their freelance and entrepreneurship class. It's quite a thing being able to carve your own path in the world based on your passions. Not everyone finds the ability to do that in life, so if Skillshare can help you find that, there you go. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month, and the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link below get a free premium trial membership. So click the link below whether you're starting your journey or continuing your journey. You do what's best for you. And thank you once again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I do appreciate it. All right, now, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the finale. This is a spoiler warning for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the finale. All right, so spoiler warning done. Talking about the finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, in which season 2 has been teased, but I guess it wouldn't be called Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It would be called Captain Falcon and the Falcon Punch. I almost said it with a straight face. So for this finale, pretty much right out the gate, very early on, we see Sam in his Cap outfit. New Captain America. Already made my Captain Falcon joke. There's no more for this video. Everybody gets one. And I was digging it. I've seen that outfit in the comic books, though I haven't read those comic books. But it was very familiar, and I love the fact that he was just rocking dual tech. Power of flight and power of the shield, using both in tandem. Then I was like, oh, at a point, he's gonna need that serum. But later on, he says, you know, when he's making his big, like, hey, I'm new Captain America, and he's like, I'm out here, I'm trying to make a difference, it's just me. No serum, just me. And I was like, that is important that he doesn't get the serum. Now, I actually really dig the fact that he doesn't. Still didn't care about the Red Hand organization. I just didn't. Like, they're the organization that the show really makes you try to care in a world of perspectives, but I saw them as, okay, you need them in here to get the show going. I did laugh when Carly tells Bucky, like, I'm fighting for something bigger than myself. Have you ever done that? Ever? I wanted Bucky to be like, no, never. Nope. It's been all about me. I was glad to see Johnny Walker kind of, it's like his redemption tour, you know? I mean, I don't know how that works. There's still footage of him bludgeoning an unarmed person to death out there on the internet. At first, he shows up with the Cap shield, and I was like, how does he have the Cap shield? But also Sam, Captain America, has the Cap shield. But then his Cap shield was all bent up and beat to shit. And I was like, okay, I guess he hit up Comic-Con and jacked the Cap shield from a cosplayer and was like, got a Cap shield now. But nonetheless, he's U.S. agent. Is he U.S. agent or is it U.S. agent? U.S. agent. The bummer is the wrap-up of this show. Like, this show actually had some interesting conversations, and then other things were just kind of sped right through. When we find out Sharon Carter's the power broker. Everybody already knew that. Like I said in one of the other Falcon and the Winter Soldier videos I made, the internet sniffed that one out. That wasn't even a mystery, dude. That was like, they went right past Mephisto to like Sharon Carter is the power broker. And she gets her job as an agent back, and now she's like, hey, I'm on the inside. Let's make some deals. I'm like, huh. So she's just like, she's dug into this lifestyle, and she's like, no, I'll get my old job back, but it's all to feed this lifestyle now. I kind of like it. Bucky has the conversation with the old guy about, hey, I killed your son because I'm the Winter Soldier, but it just breezes right past it. It was a bummer, man. Like, there were tears and, you know, it was like the conversation you could tell was very hard, but then it's just over. It was over when it started. I thought it was going to stay on that for a bit longer, so I was kind of bummed that it just kind of went past it. But it still is a scene that, one, was necessary for Bucky. Two, it all comes together to show why Sam is Captain America and Bucky is Bucky. You look at Bucky, the reason I like Bucky is because he has that damage. He's working on his own shit. He's still plagued with nightmares. Yeah, he crossed off all the things in his book and he gave it to his therapist, was like, thanks for all the help. Though my friend Sam gave a much better speech than you ever did. But yeah, thank you. But for Captain America, I think Sam fits that perfectly. He's always been training to be Captain America. Especially with that speech at the end. I love that speech at the end, though I do wonder where that speech, that optimism of the speech ends and reality then begins. WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they blur the lines between villain and sympathetic character, and while it's leading the audience there, it's really compelling. When it then tells you, oh, by the way, you have to view them like this, and they just push you over the edge, like, that's when it kind of loses me. When it hit me, it's like, oh, Wanda's a villain, but she's also sympathetic. It's probably because I know Wanda from a few movies all these years. It's interesting. And then when it tells you like, no, you have to sympathize with her, it's like, then it kind of loses me a bit. Same here with that Red Hand organization. But the thing is, I didn't care about that organization or the leader as much as I did Wanda. But it does ask the question until it tells you like, no, you should totally don't call her a terrorist. And that's where Captain America's speech happens. And I like the speech because I love the thought experiment. I love the hypothesis. I love the conversation because it's true. Like labels, these quick labels dehumanize people and they keep people from having conversations. That is true. But at a point where the Captain America optimism ends and I go ahead and go, yeah, but reality and the pattern and this. I do think though, a lot of people seeing that will be like, yeah, absolutely. And then they'll go ahead and throw labels at other people and go, no, but it's totally justified. Like they are that label. In reality, it's just someone who's on an opposing perspective from them. And it shouldn't be political, but it's made to be political because the outlets that talk about it make it political. They politicize it and weaponize it. And in a world where these political lines have been divided, people tend to want people to ask the questions and have the conversations as long as it's seen as on their side. But at what point is there accountability to the point of like, yeah, but they did fulfill the quota for that label? Because if we step back and we're just like, no, I mean, instead of saying terrorist, let us ask why. But is there no such thing as terrorism now? Because every terrorist in their mind's eye is fighting for a good cause. So I suppose we have to be able to be like, yeah, that's the label, but let's still ask why. But it's true, as long as these dehumanizing labels are thrown out there, people just generally don't tend to ask why. So it's tough, but that's what I like about it. I do like the fact that it is a tough conversation. It's a tough thought experiment, and so it's one worth having. And I think, okay, first of all, this tangent's why I usually stay out of these conversations, just stick to the entertainment. But that speech was such a big part of this, and I think it was such a tip of the iceberg that now here we are. I know I bag on Twitter a lot, but it's only because I hate it. But don't see this as me talking shit about Twitter. I just think this is one of those moments where, you gotta things, people, organizations, individuals, you gotta roll with the times. This is one of those moments I think Twitter should roll with the times. I mean, Twitter is an outlet where you have politicians announcing policy on this thing. But when you have such a large outlet with such a vast reach, limit your thoughts to, 280 characters? People are then kind of forced to go, okay, what's the label? There you go. Dehumanizing, gets my point across, and it doesn't take up a lot of character space. So I think Twitter's built around that label throwing contest, but also that's what gets circulation on Twitter. So it's not going to change. So I appreciate the conversation that's in here. I appreciate the conversation that Cap wanted to have. And even that's one part of Sam's speech. I thought his whole speech, he raised some very good points. But that label thing is one part that stood out to me because I feel like that's something that has to do with everybody. We all do it, we all give it, we all receive it, we all think it's different when it's aimed at us. And in the end of this episode, I'm glad Isaiah Bradley finally got his recognition. And that's another thing I liked about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you have Isaiah Bradley. And this guy's like, dude, fuck America, fuck it all. And if you have any pride whatsoever, you would never be Captain America. But the thing I liked about that interaction and what this show did was it showed that you don't have to agree with someone verbatim, word for word, in order to understand where they're coming from. Sam's like, no, I'm doing something different. I'm not gonna go your way, I'm gonna go mine. And in the end, Isaiah Bradley has his spot in the whole Super Soldier History Museum. So Sam shows him, hey, I can change things. And when I boil that down, I love the fact that it was an understanding of perspective. That's what conversations are. It was good. It was a good human interaction. That's a great human moment. So Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it wrapped up, and I thought it ended on a strong note. The organizations, I can't call them a terrorist organization now, the villainous organization, the antagonist organization, I didn't really care about them. I just saw them as a means to get the plot going. I love John Walker until I feel like he kind of got dropped like a sack of potatoes, like kind of got shoved into the background. This dude was one of the more compelling and interesting characters in the show. I loved Zemo. I loved Sam and Bucky's chemistry together. And in the end, I thought the passing of the torch to Sam being Captain America, I thought that was really well done. The audition started the moment we met him, and from the get-go, the dude was always great. All right, so Captain and the Winter Soldier, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below. Let me know. I know that's not technically what it's called. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.